So Republican senators are in full-blown panic mode again, because the latest round of tariffs just sent the stock market like tumbling, and it just made everybody scared again for a recession. And here's the wild part, like, they knew this was gonna happen. He announced the tariffs. That wasn't a surprise, but when he hits them with the sweeping reciprocal tariffs that was aimed at the EU, Japan, and South Korea, that's when the panic set in. And why? Because these aren't just economic moves, they're political landmines. A bunch of GOP senators, especially the ones from like heavy farming states, Minnesota, Illinois, they're watching their voter base just get slammed. Retaliatory tariffs are already on the table, and guess what usually gets hit first? United States agriculture. We're talking soybeans, corn, pork, big ticket exports that keep rural economies alive. These senators built their political careers back in Dumpty's so-called America First agenda, but now it's gutting their home states, and they're trying to backpedal without admitting that they're screwing up. It's like lighting a fire and then complaining about the smoke. And the timing could not be worse. The market is shaky, consumer confidence is slipping, and now you've got a trade war that looks more like a tantrum than a strategy. It's not like these are calculated policies, they're chaotic power plays to risk pushing the country into a recession just so he can look tough. And the kicker? These same Republicans spent years bashing Obama for far less economic volatility. And now they're stuck defending a guy whose worst economic decisions are driven more by ego than by evidence. This is not about tariffs, it's about accountability, and it's long overdue.
This is amateur hour, and it needs to stop. What does this even mean for your negotiating strategy? How are you in charge of negotiation if the president is tweeting about this from wherever the hell he is?
The president was elected, and he runs the trade policy, and I advise him and execute his trade policy.
Who executes the trade policy?
I execute the trade
policy. Did you know that this was happening?
We have been discussing all kinds of
And there's another member of the cabinet, Bessent, who just canceled coming to the Hill to avoid talking about the market because it's in turmoil. This in just days, because there was no strategy, there was no plan. The president chose to take actions that he didn't even have the authority to take. He's put our economy in disarray and near collapse. We have small businesses and Americans who are concerned about their well-being, people's retirement, people's 529 accounts went down because of this administration. We have people that are planning to send their kids to college this fall. People who are retiring whose benefits have declined. Is this market manipulation?
No.
Why not? If it was a plan, if it was always the plan, how is this not market manipulation?
It's not market manipulation, sir.
Well, then what is it? Because it sure is not a strategy.
We're trying to reset the global trade system. That's offshored all of our factories.
And what has that done? How have you achieved any of that? But to enact enormous harm on the American people, which was our concern from the very beginning. Tariffs are a tool. It can be used in the appropriate way to protect U.S. jobs and small businesses. But that's not what this does. So if it's not market manipulation, what is it? Who's benefiting? What billionaire just got richer? And all the while, there are not even any Republicans left in this hearing. They all left because they don't even want to defend this. But meanwhile, the speaker is rushing to the floor to pass a budget reconciliation to screw America by passing the biggest tax cut in history on the backs of the American people. WTF? Who's in charge? Because it sure doesn't look like it's the trade representative. You just got the rug pulled out from under you.
Yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. I've been trying to understand them. I don't. And everything's in the because of it. Donald Trump just cost me $20 million or whatever he did. Maybe don't be on the golf course.
Everyone in this room, everyone loves you. And I just want to say you're a true hero for this country. I don't know how many of you guys are invested in crypto or stocks. What the is going on with our country? Guys, why am I poor?
Because Donald Trump is the nominee against Joe Biden. I won't just vote for him. I will walk over broken glass to vote for him. His giant tariff policy that he just dropped on the market unilaterally, probably unconstitutionally.
This is a vivid demonstration of very well-known prominent Trump fans, whether they're in your feeds, as they say, or not, going through their own personal experience of the harm of these Trump economic policies as their viewers watch.
At the end of the day, I wish somebody could reach the president and get him to stop, because enough is enough. We cannot continue to have our economy in Massachusetts and around this country held hostage. We cannot continue to gamble with people's livelihoods. There really is no excuse for this chaos, where right now, as we speak, families are not able to budget, businesses aren't able to budget, businesses aren't able to invest, workers can't plan their retirements. We need a president who is focused on lowering costs and growing the economy, and everything that Donald Trump has been doing to date is just the exact opposite of that.
Thinking about Donald Trump and this whole tariff policy and whether this whole thing was just a ploy, what the method to the madness was, and why Donald Trump completely flip-flopped this afternoon after like 1:30 on this plan of his to have these tariffs on basically every country in the world, for example. And he needed to do this at one point, I thought, primarily to raise money for a tax break for the wealthiest of the wealthy. And the more I've thought about it, and I was thinking about this even before, the way you make money in the stock market is you buy low and you sell high. You also have options. You have puts and calls, and you can kind of basically sell and move the opposite of which, and by which way the opposite the market is going. And if you happen to know information in advance as to when things would happen or major events that would occur in the world, you have an advantage over other individuals, people, etc. And if you knew when you were going to place tariffs on countries and on products that could potentially cause the stock market to move up or down, likewise, if you knew that you're going to drive the stock market down for some days and have an opportunity, if you sold before, you drive it down, and then you buy it when it's low, and then you also spark another bit of information out that causes the market to completely flip and go whipsaw back the other way, you can make a whole heck of a lot of money. Trillions of dollars. And trillions of dollars have been lost the last several days, and now today with this announcement by Donald Trump. And he did say at 9:37 this morning after the market opened, everybody should buy, that he posted on Truth Social. But what if you had knowledge from whoever within the White House that this was going to occur, and that you had sold before and you bought before at the right times, and you knew this announcement was going to be made? Could an individual or a group of individuals make a whole heck of a lot of money? So my question is, as Senator Adam Schiff has raised and several others, did people profit from this whipsaw, from first the market being driven down, and then the market by the good news that the tariffs would come off, because they've only hurt the economy. They've done nothing to help anything about bringing industry or companies or jobs back to the United States, or doing anything about leveling the prices. That's all complete BS, because the country doesn't pay the tariff. The importing company pays the tariff, and those higher prices are normally passed along to the consumer, the American consumer, whereas we're concerned. And if all of a sudden these tariffs don't exist anymore, these stocks, these companies are going to sell a whole lot more product because we've just eliminated the tariffs. And then we have the market from being crashing as it was for a number of days when they thought the tariffs are going to be full ultimately implemented, and then additional tariffs going into effect, to all of a sudden, whoa, we've got a 90-day pause. There's no tariff, and the market goes up as it did today. Who knew about this? Did anybody know about this in advance? Somebody knew. Did anybody profit from this? We don't know. There will be investigations to go into to see, did anyone profit from this? I don't know. What do you think? Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out light bulbs. Did anyone profit from knowing this? What do you think?
And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million. That's not bad.
There's more Republicans who want to potentially defy Trump by trying to limit at least his tariff power. And remember, it is rare in the last 70-plus days that I come on the air, any of us anchors come on and tell you about Republicans wanting to limit anything by Trump. But this one, apparently a bridge too far for some. Remember, over in the Senate, 7 Republicans have already signed on, specifically put their names on the line in their home state and saying, yeah, even if Trump is popular, they're worried about a primary or popular in a red state, they sign on to at least check the trade authority and what many see as costly tariffs. Both parties also grilling Trump's trade representative today. This was from a Republican senator.
I understand that you are the trade rep. So if you own this decision, then I'll look to you to figure out if we're going to be successful. If you don't own the decision, I'm just trying to figure out whose throat I get to choke if it's wrong.
Who gets choked? Meanwhile, Trump's Treasury Secretary was at Mar-a-Lago this weekend. There's reports on what the goals were there. Politico saying the secretary's view is the markets will keep melting unless you shift. You have to talk about negotiating. That would be an off-ramp to the current plan, by the way, and quote, what the end game is. We've got top CEOs saying it's a moment to own up to a colossal mistake and change course, or America will face ruin for years to come. Another mega donor, super influential Republican, Ken Langone, says the whole thing is just BS. Another very influential Trump supporter who knows his way around business, whether you want to hand the keys to the business people at all times. This is a business problem we're facing. He is a supporter. And he just says, look, it was a huge mistake. Let's fix it. Elon Musk, using his power to directly appeal to Trump to, again, try to at least back down, back off, or completely reverse course if they can get him to do so. And this brings us to a figure you may recognize from many past Trump stories, Peter Navarro. His expertise, or his portfolio, he says, is trade. This is his thing. He's one of the lead advisors on the tariffs. But Elon Musk is saying he is, quote, dumber than a sack of bricks, and a, quote, moron. Those are Musk's terms, not our terms in the news business. And Mr. Navarro has been on this program before and is welcome to come back. We've talked about many topics, but this was a...
Okay, when do we reach a point where we literally start locking people up for being criminally stupid? MAGA, what the actual fuck? Okay, y'all keep saying, well, it's working because Trump is bringing in $2 billion a day in revenue from tariffs. Okay, guys, oh my God. All right. Oh my God, like there should be a tax for this level of stupidity that the rest of us have to like live next to you, live among you, all right? The fact that y'all are allowed to drive on the same fucking roads as us is terrifying. Okay, tariffs are paid by either U.S. consumers or U.S. businesses. So when you say he's bringing in $2 billion a day, what you're saying, Americans are paying $2 billion a day, either American businesses or American consumers, small businesses, whatever, to the U.S. government, you know, the big behemoth beast, the deep state that y'all purport to hate. So you fucking hate the deep state. You hate the government, but you're totally okay with the government taking $2 billion a day from regular Americans, right? And do you chuckleheads realize that if people have to spend more money because of tariffs, right, they're not going to buy as much. That's going to mean fewer jobs. Or if businesses have to spend more money on tariffs, they're going to have to lay people off because higher costs. Yet you fucking window lickers are literally like, oh my God, good job, Trump. Like, you're fucking killing the economy. Y'all are so fucking dumb. Plus, make it worse, then you have all of these retaliatory tariffs from our 4 largest trading partners, right? Which is going to mean reduced global sales, which is going to mean what? Higher fucking prices at home. And again, fewer fucking jobs, but all the while you guys are on your fucking knees worshiping your Cheeto Jesus. Do you fucking hear yourselves? You're saying, oh, we want to reshore jobs and we want to make America great again. Are you fucking insane? What it's doing is making America poor. None of this, the tariffs, it wasn't about reshoring jobs, because if it were, then he wouldn't take a 90-day pause. He would be, you know, balls deep to the metal and being like, fuck it, bring the jobs home or we're going to tariff the shit out of you. You guys act like this is other countries giving us money. No, tariffs are paid by Americans, you fucking chuckleheads. It doesn't help American consumers. It helps the US government, you know, your sworn fucking enemy. And what the fuck do you think that they do with that money? You think that they're gonna offset your taxes? Oh my God, you guys are fucking crazy. That's not what's happening. I'm gonna do another video about that later. They're going to take that money and use it so that they don't have to tax the ultra wealthy. God, when will you fucking Republican, you fucking MAGA dipshits, when will you get it? When will you understand this is not about poor and working class? It's not. This is, has, and always will be about the ultra wealthy. Wake the fuck up.
That's why I say be cool. They were saying about, just be cool, it's going to work out.
So they're saying somebody must tell Trump enough is enough. So guys, you know, when Trump was asking, what do you think? What are you gonna tell people? You know, Americans. You know, the Trump response was, I want to tell Americans to calm down. You know, everything is gonna be okay. But the problem is, you know, there are farmers. You know, they are Nebraska's farmers. They're farmers all over America who, you know, they are just step away of going bankrupt, you know, out of these policies, out of these trade war, out of these immigration laws, you know. Okay, let's put immigration aside, you know. Let's say, okay, let's just be okay. There are people who actually, when the stock market crashed down, you know, there are people's savings that have gone into shambles, you know. There's that low income earner, you know, who actually was trying, who had placed his money in stock market. Now the money has gone, you know. This is a small income or middle income American, you know. So it means this guy is gone. His retirement money is gone, you know. This person is supposed to return money to the farm, to plow, to plant, to farm. Money is gone, you know. So are you Americans all okay? Yeah, we may think, you know, bringing okay, out of all these tariffs, I think it's hide good intentions, but I think the way we are applying, the way we are, you know, the policies that we are formulating here is not really working. You know, there's this trend of Dear Americans, where messages, you know, people all over the world are trying to give messages to America. Somebody just said, Dear Americans, I want to know how you guys doing. The response, you know, I think the people who are actually not happy, of course, people have mental problems, you know, medical bills, heavy medical bills, the price of groceries are skyrocketing. So people don't know what to do. People don't know what to do. Yeah. And while all this, you know, this, I think the simple question is, okay, your main aim is to make America great again, right? Now, all this tariff, it was the Liberation Day. People were actually, you know, anticipating to see what's gonna happen to America. So, which the POTUS or the president claims there are over 75 countries that have reached and to him they want to negotiate for better tariffs. So he has paused for 90 days. So what was the plan here? You know, you want to back down, or you want to show who is superior, to show who's the boss here? You know, we can say like this: